Hi, I'd like to welcome you to a quick informative tour of the new Fresh for Florida Kids training website. It's a great informational website packed with really helpful tips, and it's going to give you all the information you need on the new training for the Fresh for Florida Kids. I want to point out these three sections here at the top. You can click them. The About Us section gives you more information on the National School Lunch Program. The Support section here is going to give you more information about those frequently asked questions and things that you may be curious about, but you may not be able to find in the website. Contact us is just as simple as it sounds. There's an email address and a telephone number. If you need to contact us, click this link. You'll get all the information that you need in order to contact us simply and easily. This is a great addition to the website. We're really excited to have Commissioner of Agriculture Adam Putnam here. This is a welcome video packed with great information explaining some of the training, just over 2 minutes long. So when you click this arrow here, you'll be able to play that video and get more information from Commissioner Putnam about the new training for Florida's children. This left-hand side will stay pretty much the same as you make your way throughout the website. It's really helpful. One of my favorite portions of the site is the program management the program management block. And if you see here, this is a plus sign. When I click that plus sign, Learning Plan expands, and you find out that there's more information tucked away inside there. Program management has these two really important sections called Learning Plan and Reports. I'll tell you about reports in just a second, but first I want to concentrate on the Learning Plan section. If I click Current Classes, you'll see that the website takes me to a new page, and sometimes it takes it just a bit to load, so be patient with the site. And right here are your courses. These are your training courses. As you can see, there's a course description, a class instance, and this one's called Staff Breakfast Training. As you can see, when I move over this blue portion, it's a link, and I can click that. And you'll be happy to find out that that takes you directly to your training course. Staff Breakfast Training is right here. All your information is broken down into lessons, and as you can see, these are all linked so you can move throughout your lessons and look at all the different things. Also, the left-hand side has stayed pretty much the same. You still have your program management block with your learning plan and your reports and your navigation. So if you wanted to go home, you could access it from this home link. And there's all different kinds of information. As you can see here, your training is also located here within your My Courses section. I do want to point out that there are a couple different ways to get back. And you can use your back button, and I just pulled my screen down just a bit to show you guys the back button here to move back to the home page. It's okay to use your back button at any point when you're working your way through the site. However, you don't want to use it whenever you're in your quizzes. And I'll explain that a little bit more. I'm going to show you guys another way to access your training content, and I'll explain a little bit more about the quizzes at that point. So I've gone back one page. If I want to go all the way home, I can click home again. It'll take me back to that main site where in just a moment you'll see the video again from Commissioner Putnam right in the middle, and it'll be exactly what we saw before. So in the report section, again, I'm just going to click that plus sign, and this is going to drop down more information. It expands out. I'll click the plus sign again, really easy to navigate and to get within this information. This is a great section, and it's going to help everybody stay on track. The individual course progress report will let you know exactly how you're doing in each course. The individual user report takes all your information, puts it in one report, and lets you know how you're doing in all of your training courses. So this is a really handy way to make sure that you're keeping on track with your training and to show you how you're doing. As you can see here, that same left-hand side stays the same. But I want to show you guys something. Right here is staff training. This is a second way to access your course content. Remember, we went through Learning Plan earlier to access it here for current classes. Staff training, you can get to that same information from the home page if you don't want to use that program management block here on the left. So I'm going to click Staff Trainings. That's going to take me back to the content. It'll look really familiar to you guys as we've already opened up some of that content previously through the Learning Plan section. So here we are in Staff Breakfast Training again. Again, left-hand side, all those really handy links are right there for you. I'm going to click Staff Breakfast Training where we were earlier from the Learning Plan. And as you can see, it's all right here. So it's broken down according to lessons. Lesson 1 is an introduction to the breakfast meal pattern. Lesson 2, overview of the changes to the National School Breakfast Program. I want to show you the learning objectives in Lesson 2. These are really handy, and we've made it simple. All the information of exactly what you're going to learn in this particular lesson is broken down in items, and they're all right here. Now, if I want to go back, I can use that back button at the top, or I can go back into, here I'm in learning objectives. As you can see, there's Lesson 2 learning objectives of here. There's Lesson 2 learning objectives here. If you want to go back, you can use that back button, or I can just click on the overview of the changes to the National School Breakfast Program, which was our second section in 2. This opened up in a pop-up window. I can move this anywhere around my screen so that I can put it anywhere you like that you feel comfortable. If you accidentally exit out of it, you can access it again easily by clicking that link. So it's a pop-up window. And all of your learning objectives that we just saw are itemized in here. You can use the page numbers to move throughout this lesson and see exactly what the content is with pictures, and we even have more resources over here if you have questions or you're eager to do some research on your own. We have dietaryguidelines.gov, and it's going to take you out to more information. So I'm going to move through the lesson. You can see that there is all kinds of information, and I can move this page again, this pop-up page, anywhere I want. I also want to point out that you can move through these. They don't have to be in order. I'm clicking them to take a look. If you read something on 4 and then you remember something from 2, you can easily move throughout these sections. Also on the left-hand side, the same thing is available. If you prefer to do a menu that comes down, you can choose 4 and it pops up there. And then it looked like my menu disappeared, but if I just move the page up, I can see that it's still there. So I'm going to close out of this right here with a red X. If you prefer to just put the page down and bring it up later, you can do that. I'm going to close it by clicking the red X. And here I am in learning objectives. There's a quiz located within each lesson, not in lesson 1, but in most lessons there's a quiz. Let me make sure that I click the right one. I'm going to click lesson 2 quiz. And this is really important. You have to make an 80% in order to successfully complete each quiz. So make sure that you go over the information in the lessons closely, and then you'll be able to successfully complete those quizzes with 80%. So we're just waiting on the site to load now. Like I said, it does take some time. Sometimes it works more quickly than others, but I'll just click that link and wait for that page to pop up. I also want to remind you guys that using those back buttons, like I mentioned before, your back button on your browser is fine at any time throughout the website, except the one time, which is when you're in your quizzes. When you're in your quizzes, you want to make sure that all the hard work you've put into your quizzes, it gets saved. So you can click and start your quiz, and then again, that page is going to load. So you want to make sure that you don't use your back buttons when you're using your quiz. Sorry, when you're taking your quiz, and then that way the information will be saved within the quiz for you. And here we are within the quiz. And I wanted to show you something here. The box, this one, question 1 has a box around it. That means that I have answered the question. As you can see, it says answer saved right here. Question 2 is just the same, answer saved. Question 3 is different because I haven't yet answered it, so it doesn't have that same grayed out color in the question. And as you can see, if I hover over that, it says answer saved. That does not happen. It says not yet answered for question 3. And now we're on question 2. I can either click next, or there's a next button at the bottom as well, and that will take me to the next question. So you'll go through and answer each one of the questions, and I'll answer one for you here. And then I'll push next, and that's going to show that I have completed that question. You'll move through each question in the quiz, and then you'll submit your quiz at the very, very end. And like I said before, do not use your back button within the quiz. Simply move throughout the quiz by clicking the next button once you answer those questions. And each section will have a quiz, and the courses all have quizzes in them. And they're really helpful and a great way to make sure that you're staying on track with the content. I'm just going to go back to the home button here, and I'll click that, and that will take me back to my home button. As you can see, that left-hand navigation does not stay the same when you're in the quiz, but all other times it does. And I'll just click that home button. It'll take us back. We'll see the home page with our program management block. Commissioner Putnam will be there on the screen, and all of the helpful information will be available to you. So I hope that you've enjoyed this demo of the Fresh for Florida Kids new training website. Please let us know if you have any questions. You could always email us or call us by telephone to reach us, and we thank you very much.